Eric Peterson with Arborist here. Today's weekly business tip was written by Kevin Martledge, one of our Thrive consultants. And he goes a little deeper on the culture and a phrase that his father coined called mischief and how that changes and impacts your business, well, your business and your personal life. It really impacts all life. So he starts with a quote. It's a great quote, and it's very true, by C.S. Lewis. Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different? I mean, that is so pointed, right? You feel like nothing's changing throughout each day, but when you look back and reflect on things, so much has changed and so much is different. And it's very critical to think about your company culture that way. It might not seem like you're building the culture that you intend to, but if you are being focused and intentional about it, you are building that. And if you don't, you let it happen to you. You've heard us talk about that before. So really, your ability to understand what you're doing today in the present and leverage what you did in the past to advance to the future that you want, all right? So his question is, how can you intentionally impact that strategy, that business culture going forward? The concept of mischief was coined, like I said, by his father, and really talks about the difference between what's perceived within your organization and what's reality. It's really a opportunity for detraction or negative things to come into your business because your employees, your team, your customers think one thing when you're trying to say another thing. Really, that's the root cause of mischief, is perception versus reality. So what Kevin suggests is to really just start to ask yourself a question: isn't that interesting? When you start thinking about your business and the culture and something that may have happened, you ask yourself, isn't that interesting? That takes out some of the judgment of maybe a negative situation and allows you just to reflect on what happened. Now, he tells a story in the article about his friend who was a first-time boat owner, bought a water ski boat, took his family out there and was having a great time in the middle of the lake, just causing all their waves and just being focused with his kids and having fun. But what he didn't realize is the waves that he was creating out in the middle of the lake were washing up, obviously, on shore and wrecking the day that the people at the beach were having. When they got back and docked the boat, people at the beach told him what a jerk he was being, and he had no idea. He thought he was just having fun with his kids. As a first-time boat owner, he just didn't have that reality of what he does in the middle of the lake affects the people on the shore. And it was a part of mischief. People on the shore were very upset by him. They just thought he was another cowboy. But reality, he was just trying to have fun with his kids, and he didn't know that he was wrecking the people's time on the shore. So that was a a great case of mischief, where the perception of what he was doing and having fun was totally different from the reality for the people on the shore. And if he can ask himself, now, isn't that interesting? They had a totally different experience than what I had. It allows him to take away that judgment and actually work on helping align the perception and reality with everybody that was in that experienced that. So think about that in your personal life and your business life. If there is something that happens, pause and ask yourself, isn't that interesting? It really will help you start to analyze where the difference between perception and reality is. And if you can do that successfully, you're going to build an intentional culture of greatness within your organization. So if you have any struggles or help, want to talk to Kevin directly about building the right intentional culture within your company, how to avoid mischief, please reach out to an Arborist team member today. And remember, please be safe out there. Thanks. Bye-bye.